Yes, there we go. Here we are. Hello, hello, Mr. Roy Willoughby. How are you?
Hello, hello. Where's the music? I thought there was music with it or something,
Where's the music? You are the
Yeah.
music. You are the musical. You are.
Yeah,
So, good evening. Good to see you, Roy. And today we are waiting for someone else. He might come or no, we don't know yet, but
I'm
we are
sure.
here.
I'm
Yeah.
sure not many men dare to stand you up. You know that phrasal verb, Fernanda? Stand you up.
No, I don't.
You don't know. Stand up is to say
No.
they are coming and then they don't arrive. You know, you're
Okay.
left waiting and in the pub for them or left waiting at the bus stop for them.
Yes.
So I was stood up by an Irish guy yesterday, something like that. Stood up. So
Okay.
phrasal verb to stand someone up is to promise you will be there and then not turn up. Not turn up. Another phrasal verb. Turn up. Not
Yeah.
arrive. Not
Uh-huh.
arrive. Full of
Yeah.
phrasal verbs in the first 1 minute.
That's
Anyway,
wonderful. Thank you, Roy.
how many
Yes.
are you fed up yet of phrasal verbs? Fed up.
No, I'm
Uh,
just looking after our teachers talk
okay. Well, at least
experience.
at least I turned up. But whatever about that fellow David, I don't know. But hopefully he will arrive.
Oh
He
yeah.
might be tuning his guitar or something like
Mm-hmm.
that, or
Yeah.
something. But anyway, if my phone rings, I will answer it, and he will. He should arrive. But that is
Uh-huh.
live broadcasting, and you have to take the good with the bad. Isn't that
We are
right?
being very messy, I think. Uh,
Messy, yeah,
we
um,
no,
yeah,
been we have been
yeah. Wow, that's a
being
perfect,
yes, very
that's
because
a
we
perfect.
are not starting at time every week. And
At the
actually, I'm
same
not.
time, we're not starting at the same time
Yeah,
every
but
week,
the
so we're
the
not.
right time. I mean,
Yeah,
on time. I
yeah,
like
yeah.
we are
On time.
never.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. On
yeah,
time. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Okay, but that's all to do with technical problems.
Always technical problems. Yes.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah. So who knows?
And this is not good. This is not anyway. So today we just had that decision. We decided to start at 7, even
Yeah.
though our guest is not here. So
Mm.
anyway, he might come.
I've just seen the news that there are 217 more cases of COVID in Ireland today.
Yes,
That's not
true.
good. Yesterday was 45, and now
Mhm.
217. So,
And
um,
why is that?
yeah. Um, well, it is. They will explain it later. I think. I don't know whether they have specified why. A
Mm.
lot of feeling is that people are relaxing and they are going to visit people and have house parties.
Yes.
But the most significant thing is that um, now listen to this. Of the cases notified today, 103 are men and 113 are women. So that's almost 50-50. With
Uh-huh.
70% are under 45 years of age,
Okay.
even younger than you.
Yeah.
So they're 70%. So that's what's happening, that the younger people are now starting to get it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why, you see, nobody has died, I think, for about 4 or 5 days, which is very good. But
Yeah.
it's because young people are getting it and they are more unlikely to die with it. But the bad thing is that they can give it to old people like me, who
Mm-hmm.
so that's not good. But
How do I
hopefully,
say this? Because we have a word in Portuguese. If you are part of that group of people who could be
yeah,
in danger, is that
yeah,
risk group? Is that correct?
at risk, yeah, the at risk group, yeah, yeah, or
Okay.
vulnerable is also another word of
Vulnerable. Yeah.
vulnerable.
Uh-huh.
Uh, but that vulnerable group is one that is open to infection,
Uh-huh.
or but vulnerable means a lot of things, like you are
Yeah.
vulnerable.
If you are young, and if you are a child, and if you
Yeah,
are
but you can be vulnerable to other things besides infection. You can be vulnerable to being horrible things.
yeah.
Vulnerable to being bullied if you are a young person and not very confident, and you're at school, and maybe you're vulnerable then, because you are not very confident, or you don't have any friends to support you, and that's so you can, it means you're open to being mistreated and vulnerable. But you can be vulnerable to if you are wearing if you are cycling. You cycle a bit, but you always wear a helmet, don't you?
Always, Roy. Yes. People
Because
say it's not
yeah,
mandatory, but it
but
is
it
for
should be.
safety.
Yeah.
Mm,
Because
yeah.
cyclists are vulnerable, because they
Mhm.
are, they could be hit by a bus, by a lorry, by a car,
Yeah.
and they are vulnerable because they are smaller than cars, so they are more likely to be damaged. So that's another meaning of vulnerable. But
Uh-huh.
vulnerable, the at risk, and vulnerable
Yeah.
are much the at risk group. So yes, I'm
Uh-huh.
not quite in the 70 plus category, but this time next year maybe.
Okay.
That's
Good.
if
Lucky
we
you.
yeah.
And we can party next year.
We hope
Somebody's
so.
arriving. Somebody's arriving. Should we let him in?
Is it
Let's
somebody?
let's turn down the music. He's here.
Yes.
Ta-da, Mr. David. Yeah.
Thank you. You pressed the right button.
Yeah.
Well, good evening. Good evening. I'm
Good
joining you on my telephone. I can't seem to get my computer to work.
Okay. Yeah.
But
But it's loud and clear. It's much louder and clearer than it was last week, David.
Is it
Uh-huh.
really?
So
Yeah.
far, so far, so
Wonderful.
good. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wonderful. Well, I'll turn
Yeah.
off my computer then because it's driving
Yeah.
me mad.
Is it?
Are you
David-
all well?
Yes, thank you. Can I ask you can you just please turn your cell phone like this? Is it like
That
this?
way.
No,
now
no,
now
it
you're on
didn't
the
work.
side.
Sorry. No, it didn't work.
No,
Sorry.
upside down, David.
Yeah,
Upside
like
down.
this, yes. Right, you know why? Because some
Stand on
cell
your head.
phones.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
no, because some
You must have your thing
if
on
you
lock.
move,
Yeah.
if you move, you can turn the camera. That
Uh,
would be better. But it's okay, no problem.
That's much better, David. Yes. Yeah.
No,
Is it?
You are now
upside
upside
down.
down. No,
No.
you're
Oh.
standing on
Move
your head.
again.
No,
Okay.
go back
Move
to
again.
normal. Yeah.
That's okay. Yes.
I think
Leave it.
Okay, right.
what you have, you must have your yoke locked. Sometimes you can turn. Yes, as Fernanda was trying to demonstrate, if you turn your camera like that, the picture goes with it. But if you have it locked,
Information.
yeah,
If
the
you see
orientation locked,
this,
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Hold on.
But it doesn't matter because we're all
it's
upright.
auto rotate. Yes.
Why does it matter?
Is
No.
that better?
Much better this way. Thank you
Ah,
very much,
very
David.
good.
Very
Yeah.
good. Now
Get
it's
yourself
perfect.
get yourself in the middle of the photograph of
Now
the
it's
screen.
now
Yeah.
we are.
Oh, you are
Yeah.
walking and talking at the same time.
Walkie
No.
talkie.
Now you can sit down and relax.
Good. Good.
Yeah.
That's good. Can you put the phone down on someone on something that you can?
Oh,
are you
yes,
holding the
that's-
phone?
Don't
I
hold.
am.
Yes, try.
Well,
to
how are you going to play the guitar and hold the phone
hold
at the
the
same
phone.
time?
Yeah. Good
Yeah.
question.
That's true. I've got a phone holder in my car, but I'm not going to go to the car with my guitar. No, I'm fine here holding it in my hand, but I suppose it's not a long-term solution, is it? Handheld is not a long-term solution. I don't know what's wrong with my computer. It's so nice on a laptop, and your faces are then 4 times bigger. I've got you microscope size.
Yeah, what a
But you can hear me loud and clear, can you?
That's the best
And
way to look
the
at
image-
Fernanda anyway. Micro size.
The image is perfect, David. Yes, you are very clear, and the image is better. Yes, so keep this way. It's good. Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay, we'll do it on the phone. So.
Oh, but we can try maybe if you try to manage to stand the phone and just play, because Roy was saying that you are a classic guitar player, and I didn't know that.
Classical. Now I have to get the
Classical.
word
Did you
right.
not know, Fernanda?
No.
Oh, I've got a very special guitar here. Let me see if I can I'll just get organized. Just
Yeah.
move a few things around this room
Yeah.
and get the guitar out. Hold on.
Yeah, very good.
So
Yeah.
you people carry on, and I'm going to find my footstool in the kitchen.
We will talk amongst ourselves, and then you.
Yeah.
Who's that
You have a
guy
lovely
with
chin.
the
You have a lovely
with the
chin.
interesting name who was going to sing us a
Oh
song?
yeah, that's Fernanda's son, Gaude.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gaude.
My son.
But
Where is he tonight?
He's working.
Yeah.
Is he not joining us then?
No, I don't think so.
What's his job, Fernanda?
He's an English teacher.
Really?
Yeah,
Did he ever come to Ireland?
Sorry?
Did he ever come to Ireland?
Yes. We came together.
And that's where we met
so
in the
was he
school.
Roy's
in the
student?
studio. Yeah.
Yeah. That's how we met Roy, because Roy was my teacher.
Yeah, Gaude was never in my class, was he? I don't
No.
think no.
I don't think
But
so.
he did come to the music sessions that I organized every fortnight in the school. And Gaude brought his guitar because he used to play a lot in Dublin. And didn't he play on the streets to make a bit of money?
He did.
busked, yeah.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Which you have done, David, haven't you? You have busked in.
I played in Paris and San Francisco.
Wow.
Where else did I play? I
London?
never played in London. I was thinking, did I ever play in London? No. My main period of busking was in America.
Yeah.
In the student days, Roy, you remember them well.
So long ago, I've forgotten them. No. If you can remember.
So have you a topic for tonight's conversation, Roy?
Yeah. David Boud's life story.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. Yes, that's true.
I hope you've got nobody listening. I hope you have nobody tuning in tonight.
So everybody wants to ask David.
We do have some people watching us now. Yeah. They are just shy. They're not sending us.
Yeah?
Yes, please. So come on, guys. Just say hi. We are feeling alone, and you can wave and say hello. Yes, come on. So David, right, please. You go ahead with that conversation.
Tonight's subject is phrasal verbs, David. And the one I was using is that
no, it's not.
Fernanda was because when it looked as if you weren't arriving, I was telling her that was she ever stood up much in her life? You know, has she ever stood up when somebody doesn't arrive? So that's she was telling me she is fed up waiting for you. But no, that's friend. That's a joke. Phrasal. I was just used the occasion to bring in a phrasal verb. Vanusa Regis, como vai você?
Hello,
Roy.
Vanusa. Hey, Roy.
Vanusa, where are you? Are you in? Vanusa was in my class, I think, but she went back to Brazil last time I heard. When COVID started, I think she went back to Brazil. Hey, everyone.
Hey,
David, can David see the comments? Do you see? Can you click on this? I don't know on your phone.
David,
I can see a photograph of Vanusa.
There she is. She's.
Thank you, Vanusa, for saying hello. We are very happy now. At least we know that you are not
confirm,
alone.
Vanusa. That is Vanusa that was in my class, isn't it?
Probably
yes. Yeah. But say yes, Vanusa, please.
Yeah. So
is she in Brazil now?
Probably.
So. Yeah, maybe we can get her to answer that. Are you in? Is it Sao Paulo? You're from Vanusa. If it is the same Vanusa, but she's not responding textually anyway.
Vanusa. Yes.
Vanusa. With a
Z. Yes.
It's a Z in Ireland, not a Z. A Z is in America.
Sorry. Yeah.
Z.
Fernanda, are there many Vanusas in Brazil? Is it a common name?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Just you're starting to freeze and break up a little bit. Are your sons
are there many people called Vanusa?
It's a common name. Yeah.
Ah. And is it something like the English name Vanessa?
No,
Vanessa,
we
Vanessa.
have Vanessa.
We have,
We
Ah,
have-
you have that too.
Yeah,
Ah,
we do.
Vanessa.
well, Vanusa is the first Vanusa I've ever heard of.
Uh-huh.
Very special.
Okay, let's
Oh,
hear.
wow, yes, look,
this
you see,
thing.
yes, she's in Dublin. All good. I
Oh.
broke my shoulder, but I'm
Oh.
okay.
Oh,
Yes,
no.
it's me, Roy. You're a lovely student. Oh, no, it
Mm.
mustn't be the same one. She says she's lovely.
I
Okay.
guess if Lewis
Good to
is
see you.
involved, the Lewis line is something.
Was it cycling? Tell us how you broke your shoulder,
God.
Vanusa.
Yeah.
Broken your shoulder? That's very painful. Did you have an
Oh.
Very
argument on your
painful.
bicycle? Oh.
Sorry to hear, Vanusa. Hope you are well.
How
Yeah.
did you break your shoulder?
Yeah, tell us, Vanusa.
Tell
How
us.
did you break it? Oh, you don't have to tell us. It might be very embarrassing. She might be
Yes.
have been
Yes.
doing something.
But I guess it's just my feeling. It must.
While she's thinking of while she's typing, I was teaching in a school in Capel Street, and one of my students was. Did I pick him up off the road, or was he coming up? He was coming up the stairs with a broken shoulder. And the story was that he had gone out onto Capel Street and he had looked the wrong direction. And the cyclist was screaming down the bicycle path, and the cyclist hit him on the shoulder and knocked him onto the ground, dislocated and broke his shoulder. And I had to bring him upstairs and hold him steady. I didn't touch his shoulder, mind you, but we waited for the ambulance to arrive, and he was taken away and put under anesthetic, and they put his shoulder back into position.
Was Cedar College, by the way? Yes.
Yes.
See
I
that?
was teaching there.
Oh, sorry, Ella, English Language
Ella.
Academy.
Oh, okay. I was teaching in Cedar.
Ella.
So exactly,
You
Lewis
were
line.
teaching in Cedar?
Yeah, I was.
Were you really? How wonderful! We
had
were neighbors for a while.
Oh no, well,
That
no,
was
not
about
only recently. No, it's only just before COVID. She has a lot of experience of teaching in Dublin. I think she was teaching for 2 weeks when the school closed.
Yeah.
Because of COVID.
I see.
So
And that school is closed now, is it?
Sorry, what?
That school is closed now, is it?
It is. It's still closed. Yeah.
And Vanusa, are you back at school? Have you joined another school? Because our English studio went into liquidation, and all the students were supposed to be found places in MAI schools elsewhere. But some of them. I'd be interested in hearing your experience, Vanusa, how you're getting on. But yes. Look, she fell Lewis line. She fell off the bike. This happens a lot.
A lot.
Yeah, and somebody we know it happened too. Thais, our friend, mutual friend. She had a very bad accident because of the Lewis. The bicycle wheels get caught in the tracks, and I think that's probably happened. Unless the Lewis line, I fell off the bike. It's not that you were hit by a train. It's because the track,
very
Lewis,
dangerous. Yes.
Yeah, it is, and there is a problem that with them, because cyclists are, they share the road with the Lewis, and it's not great.
I fell once, but luckily I was so blessed that I didn't hurt myself.
But
twice.
With the problem with the Lewis track. Was it?
Yeah.
See, it's happening a lot, and they're trying to encourage people to report these incidents. I think the Dublin Cycling, I think it's a Twitter or a Facebook group. Is it Dublin Cycling?
They should have some kind of protection. I was the first time I was living here. I just said, I told Gaudier we should try and just protect the bikes, like the small wheels, like baby bikes, because it's just so dangerous. I know so many people that hurt themselves in this situation. And Thais was one. I didn't really know Thais personally, But
yeah,
yes,
but
she was
yeah.
one, and now Vanusa and many other people that I know. Me myself, I fell twice, so yeah, it's very
Wow. It's
You are
very
you,
close.
difficult. Vanusa, will Vanusa tell us which hospital she went to?
Hmm.
oh, tell
Yeah,
us, yeah, tell
And
us your life.
did she need an ambulance?
She is. Oh, you see, she's
she's staying
studying in Chapter House,
chapter house. Yes,
the school, and she's studying
Ah,
business English. Good.
very
Yeah.
good.
very good,
Vanusa, very good.
Vanusa. Keep going. Yes,
One.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have your classes started again, Vanusa?
Some schools are
Well,
opened. Atlas school is working. They are.
yeah.
Is it?
Face to face.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Some of them have opened face to face.
Uh-huh.
Interestingly, Vanusa, are you doing online courses or are you face to face? Are you going into the school to the classroom? Maybe you
Right.
tell us that.
Do you remember Elise, the journalist you introduced me in English studio? Do you remember her? Elise.
Elise. Yeah. Yes. Yes. I do.
She
Yeah.
is studying in Atlas school now,
All right.
and they are opened. Yes, she was
Yeah.
transferred to another school, and now
Yeah.
she's
And
in Atlas.
how many students per class do you know? How many?
I think they have 10 people.
10. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's
Wow. They
Uh-huh.
must have big rooms. That's
They
fantastic.
do. Yes. Uh-huh.
yeah.
The rooms
Because
are
it's not economic doing it 4 or 5 people in the class.
no way. That's why SIDA is still closed. Because the rooms there are so small, and I don't know.
Uh,
They are having. I think they are going online. I'm not sure.
yeah, yeah.
Anyway, so
Oh, by
right.
the way, Fernanda, my neighbors, I saw them. My neighbors, one of them works in the Irish Times. His wife works in a bank. They have 2 daughters, and today was graduation day for one of the daughters.
Mm-hmm.
And she had a beautiful dress on. She had a gown, and they were going to do a graduation from university by Zoom. They were going to
Yeah.
go to somebody's house, and there was going to be 9 of them or something, and they were going to Zoom their graduation. And I don't know how they were going to celebrate, but it was not possible for all the students to get together at UCD. Isn't that
Yeah.
bad luck?
It
Yes.
is. But yeah,
Very
no, I've
much,
seen
yeah.
these Zoom and the chancellor or the
A
president of the
Zoom
university.
graduation.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Look, you see this. I went to Matter. Was okay. I'm still online course, but next week we'll start face to face. Good.
Oh, the Mater
Now,
Hospital, yes.
Vanusa, I know I'm a good teacher, but Matter
Online
is
course.
the Matter. You have 2 T's in that, and that's something different. Matter is it doesn't matter, or what's the matter? But
Mater Hospital.
MATER is matter. But it's good. Yeah, I understand. But mater is the Latin for mother, isn't it? Madre. No,
Mater Day, yes. Mãe de Deus.
mother of
Sorry.
God. Yeah,
Mother of
yeah.
God, yeah.
Yeah, mother, matter. So that's it. Yeah. But this is not an
Mater
exam.
and Pater.
This is communication.
Thank you, David.
Matter.
Wow.
What's the joke about the matador?
Uh,
No, I don't know.
Yes. Yes.
Um,
I'm light.
But yes, we were talking about busking on the streets and David's experience in San Francisco. So
San
you were
Francisco.
early 70s, David, was it, in San Francisco?
We won't go into dates, Roy. It was.
All right.
It was. I think you might be
Did
right,
you have
though.
flowers in your hair?
Well.
Did you have hair? Did you have hair?
San Francisco
Did
is
you
a
have
lovely
hair?
city.
Yes, 2 friends chatting. It's very nice.
I wish
I'm
I
just
had. I wish
watching.
I had hair to put flowers in these days. But anyway.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
But yeah, well, Fernanda, you know that song about if you're going to San Francisco.
If you
Please
go,
yeah.
yes, I do.
Be
But
sure
I
to
would
wear
never be
flowers.
there because I don't really like that country. You know that. You
Yeah.
know me, Roy.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't.
It's funny. I was at school with a girl whose mother was a writer, an author, and when and I told her I was going to America for the summer, and she really gave out to me and said, "You're not going to that bad country.
Please,
And
come
this
on,
was
Roy.
this
Yeah.
was 1970. I needed to make money as a student to get money for the and I went back to the same hotel every summer in upstate New York, and in the beginning of the 70s, the year after Woodstock. Do you know what year Woodstock was?
No,
What was Woodstock? Was 1969.
69. Yeah.
And my hotel where I worked in the Catskills mountains was only about 20 kilometers from Woodstock. But
Really, Roy? Wow.
but I was 1 year too late for it. My first year was 1970, going to it. But I got a T-shirt, so I got the Woodstock T-shirt, but I didn't get to the festival. But yeah, no, and that was an amazing.
Do you have that? Do you still have that?
No, I think it fell apart.
Oh, that's
Like me, it fell apart. And
no, you are still there.
Fernanda, I suppose if you go back over the last, how many, 30 years, many students in Dublin would try to go to the USA for one summer at least while they were students. It was something that everybody tried to do, and we could get a visa called a J1 visa, and with the J1 visa we could go to America and work for, was it 6 months, Roy, or 4 months?
Yeah, it was supposed to be a sort of cultural exchange where you worked and traveled and learned the American culture. But most people,
as Brazilians do now.
Yeah,
about
except
Ireland.
they come to Ireland.
Yes, I think very similar, Fernanda.
Except that we didn't have to go to school to learn American, say, hi, hi, Fernanda, how are you? What's happening? We didn't have to go to school to do while we were there. We just learned,
Vanusa is just telling us.
Sorry, my corrector.
Yes.
It's all right.
Stupid
corrector. Vanusa.
Obrigado, yes. So,
Vanusa.
yes, David, myself, I don't know. I wouldn't go there, even if I didn't have to pay to go there. I don't know if it's, as an Italian citizen, should I pay to enter the US?
Pay?
Yes, no, yeah.
For a visa?
To apply, yeah.
I don't know. A holiday visa?
Do you have, guys, Irish people, do you have to pay to enter the US?
I don't think so, Roy, do we?
I don't think there is. Is there a fee for a visitor's visa for USA holiday visa? I don't know, because they want tourists to go. Pre-COVID, they wanted tourists to go, and they still hopefully will want tourists to go and visit the famous places. Mount Rushmore.
Isn't it strange that New York and America are so in everybody's imagination all over the world, but the most visited country is France, and the most visited city in the world is Paris.
Yes.
Not New York, or not Florida, or not San Francisco.
And not Rio de Janeiro. Yeah.
Not Rio de Janeiro. Yeah.
Well, Rio is probably second.
And Paris is the most romantic city as well, David, isn't it? Yeah. But
Rio is so far from most centers of population.
Yeah. Yes, but
whereas Paris is right in the middle of Western Europe. It's you can see lots of other. You can do Paris and you can do lots of other places. But if you go to Rio, well, it's a long. Well, you can do Sao Paulo, but it's a long way to the other places in Brazil, isn't it? Brazil is very, very, very big.
Yeah. Very beautiful and very nice and very lovely. Yeah, it's
very beautiful.
Everything good there. Have you ever been in Brazil, David?
I was there for 2 weeks in Carnival in Rio.
Wow! Yes,
you lived to tell the tale.
Survived.
It was truly wonderful. I'd recommend everybody to go to Rio for Carnival. Though some people say Salvador is better or other places are better, but for me, Rio was perfect with the great beaches.
Yeah.
Though I spent all my time on Copacabana, I didn't need any other beach. Copacabana had everything I ever wanted in a beach.
Yes.
What's the song? Hey,
you know it well, Fernanda, do you? Are you from Rio?
No, I was born in Minas Gerais, but I lived in Rio de Janeiro and I lived in Copacabana. Yeah,
Ah,
for 2 years almost. I was
well,
really
Or on the beach, on the
would
beach
you
all the
be able
time.
to tell Roy that Copacabana is almost like a world of its own? It's a very special beach. It's
yes.
very,
Yeah,
very, very friendly.
Yeah, yeah.
And
We are Brazilians are like that. That's why I don't understand sometimes. I'm just now I know this thing about Irish people going to the US and having their chance to work and study. I don't something new. I didn't know this, but I feel upset because Brazilians are the new Irish in a way. This is my way of seeing things, and we are here, we are working, we are doing loads of things. So,
I
yeah.
think it's a
Uh,
very similar experience, Fernanda, to our experience in America. It's
mhm,
away from your parents for maybe the first time. It's a
another
big new. It's a new country, new culture, and it's so exciting when you get your first salary from a job and you have
yeah,
enough money to travel and do all sorts of good things.
yeah.
Um I think I've never met a Brazilian in Ireland who wasn't working.
Hmm.
So everybody has a paycheck,
Yeah.
or sorry, used to have a paycheck. I don't know. Is it much harder now?
Yes, yes, it
mm.
is indeed. Yes.
But
And
and
why?
well, I was just going to say that
Uh-huh.
these people are the Brazilians who come over here are very well educated and qualified, and they are, they are lawyers, accountants, journalists, and they tend to get jobs that are quite menial. The bartender, bar porter, kitchen porter, to support themselves. So it's like they
But
are.
we did that
Yeah.
too, Roy,
Yeah,
didn't we?
but we were only students. These
We
people have
worked
been
in
maybe
hotels and
these,
restaurants and bars.
yeah, but these people have been working as engineers and accountants, and they are maybe
Mm,
in 35, 40, even as old as
and me.
Fernanda,
Yeah.
65. She doesn't look 65, um, uh, but she's a lot of experience in life, and but um
But do they not start as kitchen porters and waitresses and move up?
but they it
No.
depends what type of visa they get. I mean, they cannot work in their own fields until their English is good enough,
Oh
and
yes,
Yes.
then
Plus,
they have to get a stamp 4 visa to work, to extend their student visa.
mhm,
isn't that what it's called,
yes.
stamp
It'd be
4?
very hard for a lawyer
Yeah,
in Brazil to
yeah,
be a lawyer in Ireland, or an
yeah,
architect to be an
yeah,
architect in Ireland.
exactly. I
But
was going to say about the language. The only difference is that we come and we have to learn the language,
yeah, yeah.
which makes everything worse for us. And I
yes,
don't understand. Sometimes we don't have solidarity from Irish people.
Mm,
I think
yeah,
this
no,
uh,
yeah, and
part of course, Roy is something. Roy is different. Roy is far from this.
I go back to Brazil. Go on.
Role.
I don't. I've had enough of you. Go back to Brazil.
Fernanda, what do you mean not solidarity? You mean are we not really are we not friendly, or are we not helpful? Are we not? Some
Sometimes,
people say it's impossible to get to know Irish people.
I believe
They
100%.
smile at you and they say you're welcome, but they don't invite you home.
Yeah, something like that. True. Yeah, and I don't. So mean. I mean, like not being friendly, not being nice, not being comprehensive, not being helpful. There are so many
Really?
examples. Yes, yes. Uh-huh.
Mm. I wonder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But not
I
Roy. Roy is
uh,
out of this
what are you saying? We have a phrase. Are you trying to pay me a compliment and saying I am the exception that
exception.
proves the rule? But
Yeah.
no, David would be similar vein to me. That he would be quite
Mhm.
friendly, and
Yeah.
open-minded to um
I
to to
would you think,
multicultural.
Roy, it's because we've travelled that many Irish people haven't travelled much and haven't, well, they've had holidays in Spain, but they haven't lived in a country which doesn't speak English as their native language and haven't gone through the pain of trying to reach a good level of communication. And so we have, so it's, I lived in Spain for a year, and I lived in, my God, I lived in Japan for 2 years, and Korea for 3 years. So there's lots of experience there of not being able to speak the language well, and the difficulties in finding accommodation and finding jobs. But many Irish who haven't had that experience wouldn't be sympathetic to Brazilians, I suppose, or they wouldn't be sympathetic to any foreigners.
I know,
It's the ones who've traveled. Maybe half, would it be half of us have traveled, Roy, and half haven't? Do you think that's a...
Right?
Is it not, would it not be more than that? But also, I don't know, I think even the ones, some of the people who haven't traveled will have relations of who have in previous generations had to emigrate and settle in places for economic reasons, had to go to
England,
UK, to England to work.
England was the big
United
one,
States
England and America.
And to some extent Canada. But they would understand what it's like for the, through their relation stories of settling in a foreign land. So I think they will have an empathy for people who have to leave their own country and come. But I think maybe you're right that is there something about, I don't know, the exploitation, economic exploitation of people working
capitalism
for minimum wage, and they Fernanda would not be in favor of probably you're anti-capitalist, is that right?
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah. Well, you see, interesting. David has a very interesting life history, but he started off life in a company that was trying to attract business to Ireland, the IDA, David, isn't that right? Yeah.
Yes.
And the Industrial Development Authority, and he was doing pretty well there. But his mother has never forgiven me for recommending that you go and try and work in. Have you ever heard of Club Mediterranean? It's international,
Quickly.
and good food and sport. And I am still
very
paying for
posh, very posh in Brazil.
In the middle of the 1970s, I was single, and I wasn't quite single, but a group of us had some money, and we went to Corfu in Greece, and it was like heaven, music, food, free water skiing, free sailing, and beautiful people everywhere. So I came back, and it was the main language was French, but it was an international, because it is a French company. A lot of the people working there were French or spoke French or were expected to speak French, but there was international guests from all over the world. And I knew that David had a lot of languages. And I said to David, you'd love to work in a place like Club Med, and you have qualifications.
Well, I think, Roy, I said to you, I'm going to Paris to learn French. And you said, don't go to Paris. And I said, why not? You said, there's so many English speakers in Paris, you won't get a real opportunity to speak French. But I do know where you will learn French. And then you recommended.
How wise of me. I don't remember saying that, but maybe I did say it. I just seem to think that I dissuade you to go to Paris. I don't remember doing that, but I will take it. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Are you okay? Yeah.
I'm being asked to move. My son is asking me to move.
Does he need to play PlayStation or watch TV or something?
Yes, that's
who's boss? Who's boss in this house, David? Who's boss?
That's life.
Anyway, David gave up his lovely permanent job in the IDA, which is a semi-state body or state body. It was a government job, wasn't it? Yeah. Or was it regarded as semi-state, IDA? Anyway, and he goes off to Corfu, and he has, well, you enjoyed it. You go outside the house now. You're leaving the house. You've lost your Wi-Fi, David. You're frozen.
No, it's his son. Leave the
Who's the boss?
go away.
I'm going for a walk.
Yeah, but you've lost your Wi-Fi signal, David. Are you getting in your car to play your guitar?
I'm getting it. Let's close the windows here. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
But you're breaking.
Okay.
You're jumping around as if you're not smooth. But say a few words and let's hope.
Look who I'm with.
Oh, look, that's his wife,
Um,
David's wife. No, that's a joke.
This is Momo.
Momo.
Momo, yes.
She a husky or
Yeah.
something?
Hi, Mo.
Half husky.
She.
Momo.
He's a
She.
husky.
He.
She. Okay.
Ruff. Can you hear? Ruff, ruff.
Momo. Isn't he
Can
sweet?
you drive? David, can you drive the car closer to your Wi-Fi hub? Because you're move the car
Ah.
closer to us. Drive back.
Can
in.
you not hear me as well now, Roy?
No,
Yes.
yeah, the audio is good, but your picture is a bit jerky. But no, it's okay. We can talk.
It's
That's
okay.
fine.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah,
All right, right. I'll put the phone on the steering wheel.
yeah, very good. Now, have you got your guitar with you?
Oh, dear.
Oh my
The
God.
guitar will
Okay.
have to wait a little bit.
Yeah, because it
Yeah.
wouldn't
Next
fit
time.
behind. Wouldn't
Next
fit
time.
behind the steering wheel in the car.
Next
and the
time.
dog.
Next.
Yeah.
So,
Have you ever done this broadcast from your car, Roy?
No, not yet. No, I don't
Not
think I
yet.
would. Not certainly not a
Do
moving
you drive,
car.
Fernanda?
yes.
Do you have
She
a car,
dri-
Fernanda?
She
I
drives-
had a car
very
in
good.
Brazil. I had a car in Brazil. Yeah. I
she
don't.
dri-
Uh,
she dri- she
Not
drives.
anymore.
not in Dublin.
No. What's the right say, right? What's
She drives people mad. That's why how she drives.
driving me?
Oh,
Yeah. So yes, I had a car in
close
Brazil.
the window.
I miss this, to be honest. I really miss my car. Something
Yeah.
that I miss from Brazil. Yeah.
What was your car? What type of car was it?
Fiat.
Fiat.
Yeah.
Cinquecento, a big Fiat or a small?
No, a big Fiat. Yes. A
Big.
big
Not
Ford.
the G-
How do
Four
you
doors.
say this? 4 doors.
Four wheels. Four wheels. Four
Four
doors.
wheels. 4 doors.
Great God, it must be a fantastic car.
All right, come on. Yeah, and
Well, most cars have 5 wheels, actually. 5 wheels.
one extra. Yes, so this is correct.
No, but one that David is sitting behind now, the steering wheel as well.
Uh,
The one you hold, the drive with.
okay.
I always have to great fun explaining this verb to my students.
Mhm.
What do you do with a boat or a car? You steer it, and it's a steering wheel.
Okay.
But
Fernanda, did you use sugar petrol in Brazil?
We do, yeah.
wow,
But
do
it's
you drink it as well?
no. No, we have the
Could you-
technology.
Could you drive your car with? Is it called ethanol or what's the name of it?
Yes, correct. Ethanol. Yeah. Mhm.
And could you drive your car on ethanol?
Not my one because my car was big and it did because it's kind of weak. Not anymore, it's just some we are when we get old, we keep our what's that manias. How do we say this in English? The
Your,
yeah.
Or habits?
What?
your image.
No. No. We have the way
Your-
of doing things, when you don't like to
Oh, yes,
change.
habit.
Habit.
Yeah, you
maybe.
get
Yes,
a
very
creature,
much.
of habit. Yeah, we get
Yeah.
set. We have we get set in our ways. Actually, it's probably quite a good way of saying it. That you don't
So-
want to change. Set in your ways.
Exactly. So I never liked ethanol cars because for me they were weak.
All
So
right.
not
She
good,
likes-
Yeah.
She likes it. And sorry, this was a big Fiat, was it?
Yes, it
What
was.
what was the name? Do we have them over here?
Wagon. Wagon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes, station wagon.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, not so big. And I also had a motorbike. which was really,
Oh,
really nice. Yeah.
yeah.
I
What type of motorbike was it?
a small one, 350.
Wow, 350
Yeah.
in Ireland is pretty big, you know.
Yeah.
My
We would
biggest
think that's a big one.
my biggest motorbike was 98cc, 98. You know,
Really?
Garelli, Italian one, and it was very unreliable. It
But
broke down
yes,
on my first big trip. Garelli, and it
my
Where
motorbike
did
was
you go, Roy?
scooter, kind of
hang
scooter.
on, one question at a time. What
Yeah,
the kind of
with body
scooter?
fitting together. Yeah,
350, was it Yamaha, Honda, or what?
Yamaha.
Yamaha.
No, Suzuki.
No,
Suzuki.
Suzuki.
Yeah,
Very good. Yeah,
yeah,
350 is dead,
and
yeah.
automatic, like no
Gears.
no
All
gears.
right.
No, yeah,
Oh, so and it was 350, but it would go quite fast, would it? Quite fast?
yeah, very good for
Maybe
traveling.
120 kilometers an hour. Would you go that fast on
No,
it?
never. No.
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 Yeah.
But yes, it was very comfortable and nice. So
Yeah,
I mean,
my first motorbike was 50 cc's, and it was
mm,
called an NSU Quickly, which was like it was called a moped then, but a moped then had pedals, like a bicycle that you pedaled it to start
uh-huh,
it, and then
uh-huh.
you went off. And I went across Ireland on that.
Really?
Yeah, it took 6 days to get to the other side of Ireland, to the
Oh,
Connemara. No, that's because we were camping. But we
uh,
came back in one day. But
uh,
the fastest it would go, if the wind was behind it and the hill, you're going downhill, you could probably do 35 miles an hour, you know, which is like 50
mm.
kilometers, 50 to 60 kilometers per hour.
Che Guevara did that in
Yeah,
Latin
ran,
America.
yeah,
Yeah.
but his bike was a bit. He wasn't on an NSU Quickly, I don't think. He was a bigger bike. Yeah.
Yeah.
What
That
was his
movie.
book called? Motorbike, or what was it called? Or he wrote a book about it, a diary of his travels.
Yeah, and we
Yeah,
have the movie. It's beautiful. It's
yeah,
very
yeah.
yeah.
Did you have a motorbike, David?
I had a couple small ones like yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Honda 50. Did you have a Honda 50?
did I start with? I started in Club Med with some old Greek
Yeah,
motorbike, and
yeah,
then I had
yeah.
one when I lived in Africa. I had a,
Did
I
you?
think Honda 50 was my one in Africa. I was
Yeah,
actually asked to teach a guitar to somebody who, or to teach somebody's wife, and he lived about 30 kilometers out in the hills outside the city of Nairobi. And I said, sorry, my motorbike wouldn't get there. He said, I tell you what, why don't you borrow mine? I have a 400cc. You could,
wow.
and it's not far from your house. So come over to my house, borrow the 400cc, or come over to my office, borrow the 400cc, and go out and teach my wife. And
Yeah. Did you?
I enjoyed both of them very
Right.
much.
Yeah. Did you?
But 400cc is quite frightening because you can start to do
Yeah.
big speeds, and if you
Yeah.
come off a motorbike at big speeds, must be a terrifying experience.
Yeah.
Did you ever go on a long journey, Fernanda?
Yes, I used to go to the beach.
How far was that?
Not so far, like 150. Because I mean,
Kilometers?
yeah.
Woo! That's a
Yeah.
long way to go to the
Mile,
beach, isn't it, Roy?
No, it's close because I was living in São Paulo, capital city.
yeah.
Yes.
Going to the beach. We have some options, but the closest one is, I think it's 150 or something like that. So, yeah,
And you could do that in what, 2 hours? Could you?
uh,
2 and a
not
half.
really, because I used to go with a group of motor,
Motorcyclists.
yeah, yeah.
Or
So,
sometimes just bikers. Bikers, they sometimes call
yes,
them.
yes.
Yeah, bikers.
Uh-huh.
Did you wear black leather and take drugs?
No. I was always a good girl.
Wow. Yeah. I think Irish people would regard 150 kilometers as a serious journey.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
it's a bit further than British Bay from Dublin, isn't it, David?
Yeah, it's
Indeed.
very nice.
Wicklow.
Did
Yeah.
you camp, Roy, when you were doing your trip across Ireland
Yeah,
on your
we did. We
motorbike?
brought tents, and we stayed in with friends, but we camped in their gardens. And then my friend's motorbike, the Honda 50, broke down in Roscommon town, and we had to stay overnight there unexpectedly as he got it fixed. He had to get the cylinder seized, and it had to be unstuck and repaired. And we camped in the GA pitch in Roscommon, just outside the town. And then
When
we
was that,
continued
Roy? What year?
a long, long time ago. I can still remember probably 1968
Okay.
or 69 was it when I finished no, it was 68
Mm.
because that was the year I left school twice, secondary school, because I repeated. And the
Funny way.
yeah, and the second year we camped. We took our motorbikes to a place called Kilmore Key in County Wexford,
Mhm,
in near Wexford town, Kilmore Key,
mhm,
and
mhm.
we camped on the beach on there, and I went fishing at about midnight, and I caught a lovely bass, seafood, and we had it for breakfast. But one of the guys with us there that day, and you might have known him, David, but he ended up being the drummer in the Boomtown Rats, which was a big rock band, is a big rock band. Simon
Good.
Crowe. Simon Crowe was his name, and he was with us, and he camped with us. But Simon I was the drummer, the drummer in the school group, but I was thrown out. Another phrasal verb, thrown out of the group, because I was beating a rhythm which was more suitable for marching than dancing, they said. So I lost the gig, and Simon Crowe got the gig as the drummer in the group, and he went on to be the drummer in the Boomtown Rats. So I could have been in the Boomtown Rats if they hadn't thrown me out. I was a reject drummer from the Boomtown Rats.
Ah,
You're not a guitar player, Roy.
But one other guy
I've
was
never-
also in the group. Gary Roberts was in my year at school, and he went on to be in the Boomtown Rats as well. His father was a famous photographer, Rex Roberts. You might remember the name, David. You might remember him, but Rex Roberts
No.
lived in Glenageary, one of those big houses in Glenageary Road, and he was a very famous photographer. And that was it. But also the guy who organized the group, Michael Odlum, went on to play in the Roach Band, which was from Wexford. And Billy Roach had a band, and he's a writer and a musician. And he went. So I was with very talented people, and they all went on to be quite famous musicians. And look at me, you know.
You
I
are
could
very
have been.
famous,
I
Roy.
could have been a contender. I could have been. No, I tell that joke. No, Simon was much better drummer than me, and also better. He was a good singer as well. But have you heard of Pete Best, Fernanda or David? Pete Best was the drummer in the Beatles, but
Mm.
he left, and Ringo Starr, the
Yeah.
drummer, got the job. And then Pearl Pete didn't become famous. So
Yeah.
me and Pete Best, we identify with each other.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where's he now?
But anyway, we went camping on that was one of the things I remember. Just I was fishing till about midnight, and I kept catching fish, but I only caught one bass, and bass are beautiful fish. I don't know if you have them in Brazil, but they're
No,
sea
I don't think
fish.
so. I need
Fish.
to find the translation for this. I
Yeah.
have no idea. What is this?
Google Translate. I will try it.
Spell for me, please.
BASS. B for bottom. A for
Yeah.
Argentina. S for sympathetic.
Okay. Okay. Yes.
BASS. So
Oh, yes,
what
we
is-
do have this.
What's the name in Brazil?
Robalo.
Robalo.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
robalo.
but it's with an R. Robalo.
Yeah.
We would.
Ro.
It's yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. What's my name?
Roy.
Roy. It's not Hoy. Okay. But yeah.
Yes.
So Robalo.
Robalo.
Yeah.
Yes. Robalo.
And then what is the other famous bacalhau? Bacalhau.
Bacalhau. Cob. Cob?
Oh, cod. Cod is bacalhau.
Cod.
Did you
Yes.
know that, David? That cod.
I used to eat that in Spain.
Bacalhau
Yes.
in
It's
Spain,
lovely.
and
Yeah.
it's similar in Portuguese in Brazil. Bacalhau,
Bacalhau. Delicious.
cod
Yeah.
fish, and cockles and mussels.
Alive roll.
Mexillon, is it?
Yes, mexilhão.
Mexillon.
Mexilhão. Yes.
I translated Molly Malone into Spanish and to Portuguese, and it was quite a challenge.
You
But that
should,
was fun.
because David speaks Spanish. You should send him the translation. Yeah,
Yeah,
he might understand.
we can correct it. Yeah,
Of course, yeah.
it was cockles. We translated into mariscas, I think.
Marisco.
Marisco, but I don't think that's quite right. Marisco y
Mexilhões. It
mejillones.
is absolutely right.
Vivos,
It is
oh,
right.
alive, oh, yeah.
Yeah, super right. Marisco y mexilhão.
En el cidade de Dublin,
No.
onde las garitas são tão
Chicas.
so lindas. So
Yes.
yeah, where the girls are so pretty. No, I can't remember what I first set my eyes. Primero veo.
Yes.
La Dolce Molly Malone, sweet Molly Malone. Yeah.
You are mixing Spanish and Portuguese,
Yeah,
right?
the story of my life. Yeah. Not the story.
Very good. Okay, guys. So this conversation, it's two friends
good.
talking, and I'm just here watching and enjoying myself. But I think
does the dog speak, David? Does the dog speak?
Just yes.
Oh, it's frozen again.
He's waiting for his dinner.
Right.
He's waiting for his dinner.
What? Oh, the dog. Does your dog bite? That one? No.
It's funny having a dog inside the car. Why is that? Sorry.
Does the dog live
Isn't
he
it?
came with us to visit my mother. Actually, I was up with my mother in Northern Ireland a couple of days ago, and we watched fishermen at Carlingford. There's just on the border between the Republic and Northern Ireland. There's a lovely bay, the Carlingford Bay, and we watched about 30 fishermen fishing. And I said, "What are you looking for?" It's the season of mackerel. Mackerel are coming in at the end of August.
Just fishing from the harbour or from the rocks, or were they in the boat?
From the harbour, from the ferry pier.
Yeah.
And they were waiting for the tide to stop moving. There's a time when the tide is not going out, not going in, and that's the best time down there at Carlingford.
At the top of the tide, when it was fully in, I think, probably just turning.
You have fish in Brazil that come a certain month of the year. Like in Ireland, August, September are the period for mackerel.
Uh-huh.
And you can get, when they come in, you get 200,000 mackerel coming near you, and it's so easy to catch them. Have you done that, Roy? Have you ever?
Yeah, no, I was doing it last weekend. I caught a few mackerel in Dunmorris. I was in Waterford, and I went fishing and caught a few. Yeah.
How did you catch them?
Well, we are lucky to have a very small boat, and which with a very old engine that I got fixed, and we went out, and we used a line with feathers on it.
Oh yes,
mackerel feathers, and you stop the boat and you just let it fall with a weight on it to the bottom and keep going up and down. It's called dipping. Is that it? Dipping? Yeah, for mackerel, and the feathers, when they move, the mackerel think they are little sprat. They are colored feathers, and then if there's plenty of them, you could catch 2 or 3 at a time. If they are shoaling, if they're in groups, But and I hope to catch some more this weekend as well. Okay. Anyway, I'm getting hungry, so I think I better go and get my dinner. I haven't eaten yet, so but we will continue. Maybe David will continue to join us. We must get the full story of Med Corfu from him, and then the rest of his story.
And we need to
Yeah.
We need to listen to him playing classical
Yeah,
guitar.
and as in repayment, he can
Next
advertise
week, I'll be
his
happy
wife's
to play
restaurant.
for you.
Great.
What?
You get your son to rig you up with your phone and maybe an external microphone, but it doesn't really matter. Yeah, just a phone on something a holder, a phone holder that you
Yeah,
can.
something like this.
Uh,
Actually, I've got a
Hold
phone holder in the car here. How about that?
Yeah.
but it sticks to the windscreen, doesn't it? Or does it?
Oh, but I've lost
Yeah,
you. I've lost you.
Yeah. Well, we can see you, but you're jerking. You're very jumpy.
Oh yes, I was
Okay.
putting my phone on my little thing. Okay, so
Yes,
see you
Okay.
next week.
So next
Yeah,
week we get a
good.
tune. Maybe Gaudier will come play a tune, and maybe
Yeah.
I might play a tune, and then David.
And
might
we
play.
might have some. We don't really have, do we, Roy? I don't think we should have a specific subject to talk about.
Let
But
it flow. Just let
having
it go.
something like
Go
this,
with the flow.
it's nice. Yeah.
Go
I
with
think
the
it's
flow.
good.
Okay,
for
but
everybody.
every good class spends the last 5 minutes reflecting and checking. If you learned anything from the conversation.
Uh-huh.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember what was the name of the company that David worked for before he left to go to Club Med Corfu?
IDA, yes.
Well done. Gee, yeah,
Good
you were
heavens,
listening.
Fernando. Good heavens.
See, we are good teachers, David. We are very good
I
teachers.
can see that. I can see that.
Oh, come on.
She's very special. Well, look, I'll say goodbye and see you
I
next
think
week.
we'll all say goodbye.
Thank you,
Okay.
guys. See you.
Tell
God
everybody
bless.
to subscribe. Okay.
Yeah.
Até logo.
Até logo.
See you,
Bye-bye.
David. Thank you, David. Bye. Bye.